By the way, just so everybody's aware, we're playing on my second account, which has the earlier save file on it. So don't worry about like super late game spoilers or anything. I'm not thrilled about the way the game runs and like the resolution and stuff, but honestly, if this is the cost of great gameplay, then that's what it is. But the total disregard for acknowledging difference in gameplay dynamics and things is what makes me wonder if it's actually that serious, because I don't think anybody is going to try to say with a straight face that Redfall has gameplay dynamics anywhere close to what they're doing in Tears of the Kingdom. But like I said, I also don't blame people if they're not connecting with Tears of the Kingdom. I don't blame them at all. Like, it's very similar to Breath of the Wild. I feel like it's an improvement every step of the way, in almost every facet, but I totally understand why some people might be like, it's too similar. I get it. I used my TV's Motion Plus setting to increase smoothness of frames, and it made a huge difference. Interesting, Sean. Whenever I've tried to implement that stuff, it never works out too great. It never works super well. I'm gonna be real. Lots of artifacting. But this running on like PC is outrageous. Because hypothetically, if somebody were to, in theory, have a version of this game that was playable on PC, and if they were to hypothetically try it, in theory, they could, hypothetically, of course, I wonder if I can do this. They could run this at 4K 60, and it could look way, way better than this even looks. Run smoother, and just be all around better. Hypothetically, of course. Is it possible to play Nintendo games on PC? Hypothetically. It's just... It's one of those things you don't really want to talk about. The cloud's coming. You don't want to mention it because you're probably just going to get attacked by the Nintendo lawyer groupies, and nobody wants to deal with that. But yeah, it is hypothetically possible. And hypothetically, it could run way, way better. Way better. I am finding 32,000 court cases for emulating Mario Kart. It's well, there was that one guy. What was that case before? Fuse some of those weapons. I can do that when we get down. I can do that when we get down. Hypothetically, no, but yes, but no. I heard one that was like the guy was building tools for emulation, I think is what it was. Oh, I can just get this. I think so. What was the one where Nintendo just sued the guy and now he's having to, like, he just got out of jail, but he has a ton of stuff. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? There was a recent case like that where he got out of jail and they're going to be docking his wages like for the rest of his life. Gary Bowser. Oh, right, because his name was Bowser, and that's why it was a little funny because his name was Bowser. Hold on, Gary Bowser, Nintendo. Yeah, this. Bowser released from prison, still owes millions. What did he do? He was sentenced in 2021 to 40 months in prison and a $14.5 million fine for his role in Nintendo hacking group Team Executor. Okay. Team Executor. He... Let's let's see, was indicted in 22 or back in 2020 alongside Max Lauren and Yaoning Chen for their activities as part of Team Executor, a hacking ring that sold chips allowing users to play pirated games. Oops. Despite seemingly having a smaller role in the operation as its marketing and PR manager, Bowser was the only one of the three ultimately tried and convicted in the U.S. Chen, a Chinese national, was never arrested, and Lauren was never able to be extradited to the U.S. Oof, dude. Bowser pled guilty to 2 charges and was sentenced to first a $4.5 million fine and later a $10 million additional fine, as well as 40 months in prison. Wow. Bowser claims that of the $14.5 million he owes, he has not been able to pay off has only been able to pay off $175 thus far, taken out in $25 monthly installments from his income from a job in the prison library. Should Bowser find a job at home in Canada, he says his pay will continue to be docked until the full amount is paid off, though his agreement with Nintendo only allows between 25 and 30% of his pay to be docked at a time. Previously, Bowser stated that while Team Executor earned, quote, at least tens of millions of dollars of proceeds, he himself only received a small fraction of that. Wow. Yeah. During Bowser's trial, U.S. District Judge Robert Lasnik reportedly said that Bowser's sentence was in part, quote, a message, end quote, to deter other hackers. This is the same thing that happened with like Joe Exotic, where like he got a worse sentence than a lot of like murderers do. And it seemed outrageous at the time. But when like you look at it, the reason that it was so aggressive was because they were trying to send a message. Like it wasn't actually about like what's the most fair for this particular crime. They were trying to make an example of him so that people don't think about going and doing that again. And whether that's fair or not, I mean, that's kind of up to each individual to decide, but that's at least the theory as to why they made the punishment so aggressive. But man, it's just $14.5 million. He's never paying that back. Message sent loud and clear. Yeah. He's an idiot for trying to profit off of it while living somewhere where they can prosecute you. Well, even if you're living somewhere where they can't, if you have, like, if they have an extradition treaty, you're screwed. You're screwed. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're living out of country, like they're gonna get you out. You think upgrading your stamina is not that important in this game as Breath of the Wild? Totally agree, Brennan. With the new mobility stuff they have with the crafting systems, it's one of these where it's a proving ground challenge. Okay. This is like that island. What's the name of that island in Breath of the Wild? Where you show up and you don't have anything? I don't remember, but it was super cool. Yeah, they'll throw the blue shell at you. Let's just, I understand Nintendo's like, listen, dude, you were part of an operation that made millions off of our work. And that's just not cool. Can I, no, I don't have anything. Okay. Come on, dude. There we go. Can I not pick up his... There it is. Come here, bro. Oh, come off it. Man. A thick stick. Oh, he's doing the head swirl. Long stick, thank you very much. I don't know, man. I don't like the idea of somebody being public or punished disproportionately just because they wanted to make like an example of them. That to me seems messy. Like, it kind of seems inherently unfair that just because somebody was like well known, or could be like their knowledge could be distributed, or the knowledge of their crimes could be distributed, that you would then like, I don't know, it's just, it gets messy for me. I don't know. I don't like, it makes me feel uncomfortable. The whole vibe. The whole vibe. As for how we're gonna break this, what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna try to find a big beastly boy. Oh, a spring shield. Let's replace that one. We're gonna try to find like a Hinox or something, and we're gonna try a strat I saw on Twitter that seems outrageous, but it's gonna be interesting. Not even the worst criminals get such harsh punishment, not defending. Yeah, it should, like, on the one hand, I understand that they're like, yeah, we want to make an example of you to show everybody that this doesn't pay and that they shouldn't do it, otherwise they could suffer the same fate. But that kind of seems like, by definition, unfair and unjust, because you are taking... Oh, there's another one right there. Should I just go get that one? Probably. You're taking somebody who did, like, or if you take two people that did the same crimes, and you punish one way worse than the other, just because you think that you could publish their case more broadly. Like, it doesn't seem like that's just. Yeah, you just end up punishing the first person to get caught, or the most recognizable one, or the one that can be like marketed the best. And that to me seems like some dystopian shit where you're gonna take somebody and then like ruin their life, like really ruin their life. Yeah, they did something wrong, but you're gonna destroy their life disproportionate to their crime to make an example of them. Like, that just seems really, really slimy. I wonder if I slide on this shield, will it bounce me in the air? Yep. That's awesome. Oh, but it broke it. It broke it. Oh, well. I guess let's do this one, and then we'll see if we can still unwind that. I need my friend. Chill out. Locally, a drunk driver literally killed somebody and got a few months in jail and probation recently. Jeez, dude. The drinking and driving thing, I have zero sympathy for people that get the book thrown at them. Zero sympathy. Like, we knew somebody that died. She was in a car with a friend of hers, and she died because a drunk driver slammed into them at like 80 miles an hour. Heed my instruction. Steady your aim, then throw the weapon at the enemy. Okay. They should just... Yeah, it does suck. She was only like 19, I think. Amazing singing voice, too. She was super talented and gifted. Really tragic. Not quite the throw I needed. Oh, it broke it. I didn't think it'd break it. Yeah, literally no excuses with Uber and Lyft and stuff nowadays. Zero excuses. Not that there were excuses before. But it's just infuriating. Is it really the whole thing? Okay, innermost chamber. Would you prefer more hearts or stamina? In we were just talking about this. In Breath of the Wild, I really preferred stamina. I maxed out stamina and I still had like 5 hearts or something, like not even close. But this time around for this game, I really feel as though it's much less important. Just because the construct things that you can build, it doesn't feel like mobility is as big of a concern. Plus the other stuff that they've added with like, yeah. The other stuff they've added with like this rise ability, the ascend ability, really makes it feel like you don't need as much stamina. If you find a cliff and then you go under the cliff, you can just port right to the top, you know? So it doesn't feel as crucial. Ryu Jinx is amazing. Yeah, all of those. Simu 2 is also great. They run very, very well. Ryu Jinx is a little heavy on the system, but I'm sure that that'll get patched out for individual games separately. Just a tip, 2 wheels of stamina is enough and kind of recommended for the end game. Yeah, I totally see that. Already I've hit a few times where I'm like, I could probably stand to have a little bit more. See, this is what Nintendo's so good at. Okay, we talk about like open world design and all of this. What they're trying to do when you're playing through, I guess we can turn this into a clip. Yes, let me do this. So some of the mastery of Nintendo's open world design is that they want to make sure every time you finish a little activity, there's something new to captivate you. So you see, we just finished at this shrine. We walk out, we have people walking by that we can speak to, or we can go around here and we'll see bokoblins, or bokoblins, however you say it, over there in the distance. Or we've got this little Korok seed that needs help. Or we have a big tower that we can unlock. There's just like a shooting star thing over there. That was crazy. Or we run over here. There's a shrine. So there's that. There's also this pillar of light over there. You should probably check that out. There's so many little things that pop out and grab your attention at this moment of just like walking out. You haven't done anything. You haven't like sought anything out. You literally stepped out of the shrine and you already have a series of activities kind of mentally, I guess, partitioned that you're like, okay, I'm going to go do this. I'm going to try to take that out. I'm going to do this, this, and this, and that's what we're going to do. And it's just masterful because how often do you have that in a game where you finish one thing and immediately you have like 5 objectives in your mind sorted? It's pretty uncommon. Pretty uncommon. And then you see other studios like Ubisoft or like, you know, Ubisoft's the best example, but there's a lot of other open world developers where the way that they do this is not by just having stuff showcased where you see them and then it calls your attention, but rather they just sprinkle the mini map with tons of points of interest that you're expected to just like chase down and figure out and have fun. And that's just nowhere near as satisfying as discovering it yourself in your own way. Interesting. Elden Ring does it too. Exactly. Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yeah, now Elden Ring does it too, masterfully well. Elden Ring managed to do it with major boss fights and great combat and stuff, which is what also made it really, really impressive. I think I have another reward actually.
Ah.
I'm running it locked at 1440p, 60 on a 3070. Honestly, after seeing how great it looks, I kind of don't want to touch the Switch. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've seen any movement puzzles. For those of you who have been playing a lot of Tears of the Kingdom, I'm trying. It, like, granted, it all kind of blurs together with Breath of the Wild, but you remember in Breath of the Wild there were a bunch of like those shrines where you had to use the motion controls on the controller and then like swing the hammer and hit the ball. Are there any in this? I think all of the ones I've found have other options where you don't need the motion controller, you know?
Wow. Yay.
Haven't had any? I can't think of any either. There were ones with balls and mazes. Yeah, I think so. I remember those too. I think it probably was a point of feedback that they got, that people didn't really like those. I couldn't stand them, honestly. And I'm surprised that they got rid of them. I'm kind of happy they did, but yeah, it's like, man. Oh yes, everybody liked the stream. Got like 300 people in here. Only 130 likes. Also, do you see this? It brought over all my horses from Breath of the Wild. Djibouti, Frogbutt, Phineas, Bland, and my peen. So you can ride my peen. Yes, I'll take my peen. Does anyone use the motion controls to aim? Just found out that was even a thing. Yes. Yes, I attach harness. Would you like to harness? It's just gonna drag behind him. I don't want it. Zone ruins out east. Okay. Where'd you go? There you go. Also, are those durians still in this game? I haven't gone down to the tropical area yet, but is that still a thing? Oh, I already got it. That's why. Because you remember those durian fruits, the spiky ball fruits? Those things you could cook up and they would heal like 30 hearts and give you all those yellow hearts. Are those still here? You wanted my peen, right? Please try durian on stream when they actually try the real one. Aren't those the ones that like reek? Like disgusting? I don't know if I want to do that on stream. Yeah, but they taste great. Okay, so one thing I saw somebody do, I might have to try it with just the big guy. I might have to take these guys out separately. Because what I saw somebody do is they had like a big hammer and then they moved it around with the Ultra Hand, and then they time rewound it. And it was actually pretty damn cool. So like, they did, so they would drop that, they'd grab this, and then they like would move it around. Up. And then they would try to time rewind it. And then try to get them to walk into it. Nope. Okay, it's not as easy as they made it look, okay? We're gonna try again. We're gonna try again. Hold on. I think I got to get the big log. He did it with a log and 2 boulders. So I think we're going to have to try it with that. I am loving the increased enemy variety, though. The camera kind of clips into it sometimes, though, which isn't great. Fuse boss goblin horn. Love it. Yeah, we'll try it with bigger stuff. I saw working on a Hinnix too, or I think was it a Hinnix? Is that what it's called? It's like Hinnix, Bokoblin, or Bokoblin. Like, who knows? Who knows? Okay. What was the closest one? Purple and red. Like purple. Anyway. I've also seen the Flurry Rush activation still feels broken. I played a good amount of Breath of the Wild leading up to this. And I'll be real, I didn't think it was as bad as Breath of the Wild. It still is not as tight, but it's tighter. So, they made improvements, but I would say they still could use a little bit of work. Little bit of work. Let's just break this, I guess. And then... Actually, I'm going to save this for taking those guys on. Lit his buns on fire. I don't have any straight, just healing stuff. Damn it. Be careful with all that fire, dude. Having to switch weapons constantly is a bummer. I still think it was a necessary evil. Like, the way that they designed it, where they want you to just constantly be swapping weapons, breaking them, moving to find new ones. It's how they encourage you to keep going to these different sites. The one time, like, it really breaks, though, is when you get really good weapons that you don't want to break because they're so good. And so then you just end up avoiding engagements everywhere you go. And that's just not a great... I don't know. I think that that's a bad artifact of this. But you usually only run into that, like, halfway through or maybe 3/4 of the way through the game. It's a little less common. Rocky, because it's the legend of Zelda. Link's just part of the story. I will grant you it's a little weird, but... What's up, dude? Darn it all. What happened? What happened? And the blame on you? Unforgivable. President Hudson? Construction company. He's the one appointed by the princess herself. Okay. Little person of a tale of heroism. Okay. Extra special mission that put these signs all over the place to let everyone know that Hudson construction is a big deal. They aren't your ordinary signs, as you can clearly see. So I pledge to support him. Unforgivable. Oh, I need to fix it first and then. Okay. Give me a second, dude. I guess I can chop down a tree and then use the logs, maybe? I missed my master sword. My master commander sword. Okay, try letting go. You did it! Voila. You know what? It works. Glibine! Thanks for the podcast. It's great to listen to while I'm working from home. Awesome. Yeah, we're still perfecting it. We're still in like the finesse phase. We're working on it. But we're getting there. Special gift. Oh, bonflower. Cool. Yeah, we're easing our way into it, and I think we're getting better week by week. The main thing right now is like we're loosening up, we're getting comfy with the format. The next thing is I think we're going to try to go longer, because the last 2 weeks we've only gone for like 50 minutes before Jor has to leave. And I think that that's a little too short. I'd like to spend a little more time. So we're going to be trying to extend it a little bit, go a little bit longer, talk about a little more stuff. I don't love the latency that comes with Discord, because sometimes that means that we run into problems where we're talking over each other just because of the lag. But, you know, it works about as well as you could expect it to. You want to go longer? Of course. Of course I want to go longer. Oh my god. I lit my horse on fire. Okay, come here, dude. Sorry about that. That was my bad. I didn't realize if I ran into them, they'd light on fire. Luke, would Zoom work better than Discord for podcasts? I don't think so, honestly. Oh, here he is again. I'm gonna build one. Kind of like this. I don't know. We used to use Zoom for the, like, it's the lag show. And honestly, Discord ended up working better, more consistently, better video quality, and was cheaper. So I think we're just gonna do that. Like, why pay for something we don't need to pay for, you know? Okay, try that. This is kind of fun. Fun little puzzles. Bigger, longer uncut, always. Yeah, I like that he lives in the Netherlands, but was wearing a Wisconsin shirt. I gotta ask him about that. Maybe we'll do that, you know, on Wednesday. We'll ask him. Be like, what the hell was that, dude? Like, such a weird thing for somebody in the Netherlands to be wearing. Meaty rice balls. Wow. Lodging voucher, regular stable bed. Okay.
Ah.
Meaty rice balls. What else could I possibly need? Might go to the tower and then jump down to that. Griffith. All right. Good night, everyone. I'm gonna go jerk off. Oh goodness. You have a good night, my friend, and good luck. Good luck with that. Man. I need to run across a Hinnix because I want to try that. I know people don't want to hear this, but Nintendo is a toy company. Always has been. They make products that have a wide appeal, durable, and safe purchases. Yeah, no, I wouldn't say that's controversial. They're very good at coming up with ideas for games that are fun, quirky, and different. And paired with that, the games that they make are they're usually good at having wide mass market appeal for adults and kids alike. They have high polish normally, not always, as we saw with Pokemon, but often they're very polished. So they're considered safe, reliable purchases from a safe, reliable company. And they have gimmicks that make them feel unique and different. Tears of the Kingdom, I'm glad to hear it's selling well, because I was worried that it was going to be kind of like a Wii U thing, but as a game. But doesn't seem to be the case. Like, I thought that it would just be hard to like convince casual gamers that this was different from Breath of the Wild, but they seem to have successfully done it. What are you doing? Let me in. Small problem. I can fix it, but the door won't open. I have no clue why. It's not locked, but it won't budge no matter how hard I push or pull. Of course, I know it's a sliding door. That's what I meant, obviously. Worked up the appetite, get the brain and gear for this, but the nearby caves would have some tasty mushrooms. Bottom of the hill. Okay, you're gonna make me go mushroom hunting. Mushroom hunting? Okay. I can appreciate that they didn't want it to just be like, oh, there's the big boy. I don't think our trick, I don't think our exploit is gonna work on this guy though. Also, how cool is this that there's just like stone monsters roaming? I love it. Oh my god, no! I don't know how I'm getting up this. Can I use this? No, I cannot. Where are you? Bing. Oh, I just missed it. Light the grass on fire. Didn't even mean to do that. Didn't even mean to do it. Spiky bat. Whack, 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 whack. Oh, touche. Touche. Oh, God. I didn't even realize how low health I was. Oh, my God. That'll do. Touche. Touche. Try sending through it. Maybe if I go between his legs, it'll let me. Maybe. They're more like a marketing company that puts out products. They're really good at selling and showing the appeal of whatever they're doing. Where is he? Oh, over there. They are very good at that. Maybe I let them stay alive so that they can light that on fire for me to jump up. Meaty rice balls. Should have gone cooking before this. Oh well. Link, the great defender of Hyrule. The ultimate King Bozo. And then swap to this. Okay, come at me, bro. Oh, right as the fire goes out. Come on, burn it. Burn it up. Or do I need to do that? Okay, I'll light it up. So light it up, light it up, light it up, I'm on fire. Come on. Got him. Oh my God. That was good. That was good. Is there anything we do with the hearts? I don't remember that. I don't remember the hearts. Do we burn it? Do we send it off? What if I fuse it with a sword? Oh. It's like Kingdom Hearts. Doesn't that seem like a sword we'd see like Mickey Mouse use against Gondolor? I don't know my lore. I'm not familiar with my Kingdom Hearts lore. I don't want to jump all the way down there if that's not... He said at the bottom of the hill. This seems like the bottom of the hill, doesn't it? Like, that seems like the bottom of the mountain. I don't know. Come here, horsey. We're looking for a cave. That looks cavey to me. Sure does. Splash fruit. Love it. Let's just attach it here. And work our way through. Opal. They put another one here because they're like, yeah, you'll probably need this. Jeez. It's like Red Faction Zelda. Jeez. Okay. Is this just another entrance? Okay. Not that useful. I guess we gotta go back in. I guess. That armor has bulbs. Yeah, this is one of the armor sets you can get while exploring the depths. And it illuminates your way so that you don't have to constantly be using your bright bulbs or whatever. Kinda don't want to use my good stuff for that. Where'd that rock go? I've only found one piece to the armor set, but it gets the job done. Oh crap. Okay. Wow, lots of goodies in here. Horriblin, which is an awesome name. Topaz Topanzanite earring. This one's going for $17 billion. But right now, we're gonna charge $24.99. All that for a shield? Come on, dude. Sounds good, Rocky. We'll do. Hit the thing. I saw people on Twitter going, OMG, you can recall the Talus's rock throw to bring him down faster. And I was just sitting there under the impression that's how everybody was doing the fight. Like, it's the first thing I did to the first Talus I fought, and I've never changed the strat. Hey, if it works, it works. I don't know, we haven't really seen... Maybe I just wasn't aware of it. I didn't think that in that last engagement, I don't think he really did that throw. He did it once, and it killed me, because I was super low health. And then after that... did I not take the shield? Because I didn't. But yeah, there's so many cool little moments. Like there was one point where I was trying to climb up like the side of some structure, some building, and I just could not figure it out. So I was like, okay, well maybe I gotta prep to go, and I've gotta prepare to like get my crazy like stamina potions, and I gotta prep all this stuff to take it on. And then I just had this moment where I was like, oh, or I could just like chill out and use the ascend ability. And then like I did that and easy, done. Yeah, oh, one time I got stuck at the bottom of a cave. That's what it was. I fell in like a well or a cave thing, and it's just a small tunnel that goes back up to the surface, but I fell all the way down. And I was like, how on earth am I gonna get out of this? It's like raining, it's all slippery, and I don't have enough stamina stuff. And I was like, I guess I just have to fast travel out of here. And then I realized, oh wait, no, I have the ascend ability. I can just ascend to the surface. There's just a lot of little things like that where you don't realize that you have these abilities until it clicks. I know. You just told me to go down there. Caves.
Oh.
Yeah, I just did that. Do you want me to just give you mushroom? Like, why can't I just, in dialogue, give him mushrooms? Take him. Okay, I guess he wants different mushrooms. Little picky, but okay. Guess I don't have the right mushrooms. Like, we went through this. We picked up a bunch of stuff. I don't know what he wants. Whack, whack, whack. Honestly, it's a little satisfying when you hit multiples. Oh, this looks promising. Hello? What's up, dude? Just wrecked. Wrecked. I missed the rock climbing shirt and banana. Oh, baby. That was a good drop. Wow. Gee whiz. I missed the rock climbing shirt. There were a lot of... I wonder if the metal suit and armor is still a thing in here. Because that was like, I think the best armor in the game, wasn't it? In terms of like defense, it was the steel armor. Look at this. How cool is this? I can drop down. And this is the game getting all 10s. I think the whole thing, Robert, is like, oh, perfect, right under the stairs. It's a 10 for Zelda fans, and especially a 10 for fans of Breath of the Wild, because it's more Breath of the Wild on steroids. And that's pretty much all that most, like, Breath of the Wild Zelda fans were looking for. Oh, the Blood Moon's coming. But a lot of people, I think, mistake that as a 10 out of 10 masterpiece for everybody, and that's not necessarily the case. Like, if you're not clicking and you've never clicked with the Breath of the Wild style of game, it's not going to change now. Like, I was actually kind of surprised. On the video we posted on Friday, there were actually a good number of people. Oh, you see that? We can go to that island that's up there. We can go there. How cool is that? But somebody on that video commented something that I found really interesting. They were like, you mentioned in that video that this is a game that you have to really be careful not to play in the same way as a Ubisoft game. And what I said was like, this is not a game you play with a guide. This is not a game you play pulling up objectives, marking them, and like, okay, well, this website said go here to find this armor and do that and that. This is a game that you should play with as little guiding, as little, like, for lack of a better term, intentionality as you can. Just float through it. Do they still have the I don't think they do. Maybe it'll be in the DLC. in Breath of the Wild, there was this tool that you could use. I think it was a DLC edition, but you could track and it would show you the lines showing everywhere you had gone and walked through the whole path since the beginning of the game. It would show you exactly where you went, the fast travels and where you popped out and everywhere you went. So that then you could go and check the areas you didn't explore and you didn't check out. And it was really, really fascinating because people who really loved the game, they traveled all over the place, all on foot or on horseback, just riding and exploring every little crevice. And the people that tended to hate the game, you could check that they almost always made beelines. They just like went from here over here to get this thing because they found a guide that said a good weapon was here. And then they're like, oh, I want to get a good suit of armor. And so they run right there. Hero's Path. Yeah, that's what it was. And then they're like, oh, I want to go get this sword. There's a good sword up here. So they run up here. And then it's like, oh, there's the jumping fly ability thing that we get from the Rito village. Run over here. And so you saw that they traveled in really straight lines. But the people that tended to really laud the game and were super obsessed with it, you would check their hero's path. And it was just like you toss spaghetti on the screen. It was just all over the place, winding, moving all over the place. And it reflects a different way of playing. And I think it's just another example of how unguided exploration or unintentional exploration is really, really the key element of this game. Like, you're gonna get the most mileage out of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom if you go into it just exploring for the sake of exploring, and when you stumble on cool stuff, you engage with it and then you move on. But if you're trying to play this like Assassin's Creed
Valhalla,
you're gonna have a bad time. You just will. You just will. Like, but it's a different mindset. It's a different way of playing. And for some people, it's almost more difficult to just turn your brain off. You see that falling shooting star? You can go find that. It's like if you have that moment where you're just standing here taking in the sights, you see that shooting star. If you want to go find it, you can go find it. And all this is happening. The world's ending real quick. Don't mind me. It's always super trippy when this happens.
When the glow of the blood-stained moon.
And then this is the
shines
Redfall
upon the
part of the
land.
game, where the vampires come
The
out.
aimless spirits of slain monsters return to flesh. The world is threatened once again.
Okay, I need you guys' feedback, okay? I need your feedback. This is one of those am I the asshole moments like you see on Reddit, okay? We have a neighbor who has like some of the meanest, nastiest looking dogs you can think of. Just like the big Rottweiler, pit bull, mean, scary, I'll kill you in 2 bites kind of dog, okay? And they have like 2 or 3 of them. Oh yeah, and then they respawn. And they let these dogs out without leashes to like walk with them through the neighborhood without any leash, without any guidelines, just going around doing their thing. And Nikki and I will be like out on a walk with Lockie, and then we see way up down the street that they have these dogs out just running around without any sort of barrier or protection to keep them from sprinting up. And previously they have charged us, those dogs. Like they've charged us because of that. And you know, they always start shouting. Last time that they charged us, they were like, oh no, they're nice, they're nice, they're nice, they won't bite. It's like, if you have to yell, they won't bite, I think that shows that they've probably run into problems with these dogs charging other people before. Okay. And I don't know if your dog's going to bite or not. And honestly, you don't either. They could get a whiff of the cats that we have that like rubbed on my pant leg before we left the house, and they could freak out at that. And they could bite me. They could bite Lockie. They could do all sorts of things. And every time, like I just saw on the Ring doorbell, that's what made me think of this. I saw on the Ring doorbell that they are out walking those dogs right now, right in front of our house, without leashes on. What breed are they? I don't know I don't know many dog breed names. What are like the really nasty dogs? The ones that like, no, they're not Rottweilers. It's like a Rottweiler mix though, because it kind of has the face of a Rottweiler, but it's got like super thin hair, like almost there's very little depth to it, you know. Like I don't know. Doberman, Cane Torso, Golden Retriever, Pit Bull, Bull Terrier looks kind of like this mixed with a Rottweiler. Like they're very aggressive, and like this dog's tiny. The ones that they have are like they go up above my hips. Mastiff maybe, Pit Bull Mastiff maybe. This is what they look like. Big, mean, nasty balls of muscle. And they will like sprint up. It's almost like this, but they're like black. One of them has a really cool color. It's like black and brown, kind of like Hermione's colors. Looks kind of like this. Yeah, has this like texture to it. But this is what they look like just big, mean, nasty dogs. And I'm sure that they'd be like, oh no, they're very sweet. I don't care. I don't know if your dog's sweet. That's the problem. Like if these things charge me, my wife, and my 1-year-old, we have a problem. Like we have an issue. Okay. But they act like we're crazy every time we get, like we might snap at them for it. Like, hey, maybe can you get your dog on a leash? God damn it. But right here, yeah, deserved or not, they have a rep and the owner should be more careful. I agree. You need to report them to animal control. I'm about to, I mean, honestly, if we see them out doing it again, I don't know what else to do. Like one day I took Lockie on a walk. Nikki was off. I don't remember what she was doing, but she was out of the house. So it was just me and Lockie at home. And I took Locke on a walk to the park. And the guy was out front working on like the brake pads of his BMW in the front of his house. And he had all 3 of the dogs. I think maybe just 2. But he had like 2 of the dogs sitting out on the front lawn. No leashes, no like collar hooks to the like stake in the ground, nothing like that. Just sitting in the front lawn. It was like, dude, not only like am I worried about what might happen if your dog charges me and my kid, but also like, aren't you worried about what would happen if the dog went into the street and like started chasing a car and got hit? Like, just have no perception of it. It's amazing. I don't know. Where I am, these dogs are not allowed. They are literally illegal. In some counties in Colorado, they are illegal. In some counties. I think Boulder is the main one where they're considered illegal. And I mean, they're illegal because they're responsible for like 80% of the lethal dog attacks and the severe injury dog attacks on record. So they're like, hey, if 80% of the problems are coming from this one breed of dog, let's just make that breed of dog illegal. You can't own it. But we live in like a pretty blue collar area, so it's all about my freedom, my liberty. And so nobody wants to regulate anything. And so like they don't regulate having leashes on your dog. They don't regulate like what cars you can and can't park out front. I've said this before, and funnily enough, my older brother got like pissed at me. He like unironically, I think, called me like a liberal cuck or something because like half joking. He wasn't that like, he was serious, but not like totally serious. Like, you know, where it's like he's trying to poke at me in a funny way. And it was all because I said I would personally like it if in my neighborhood they had a regulation that made it so you cannot park massive like crane trucks on the neighborhood street. It takes up like half the road. I don't like it. You can't like drive safely. If there's two cars, like they're gonna hit. It's just not, I don't like it. I would rather that they just had a thing where they're like, yeah, for your business truck, you have to take your business truck and park it at the business.
Oh.
Okay, not those caves. We already did those caves. God damn it. And I was like, the great thing about HOAs, like I know we all hate HOA fees. I get it. But the nice thing about HOAs is that if you don't want certain things, you just seek out an HOA that's going to avoid those things. Like if you like having, oh, we can try it here. If you like having certain things like, hey, we're going to have all of the lawns mowed nicely. You can find, like, move to a neighborhood with an HOA that has rules on keeping the, like, lawn taken care of. There are some houses in this neighborhood, because there's no HOA, there's nothing like that. There are some houses in this neighborhood that, like, no joke, their lawns are nothing but weeds. They'll still go out there and they'll, like, mow it. But you look at it and it's just dirt and then, like, weeds growing in the dirt. And it makes, like, when people come over, they drive past all those houses and people are like, oh, wow. YouTube's not doing so good for Luke, huh? If they if they're here, because it makes like the entrance to the neighborhood look super bad. Super bad. But then you get in and then you see the people that are taking pride in their houses and do take care of the lawns. And it's like, oh, no, this is actually quite nice. But you wouldn't know that until it's potentially too late. Do you still have abilities from the first game like magnetism? No, like they reset. So like this is the ability wheel. So when the game starts, you have like ultra hand, fuse, and then recall. And then later you unlock the camera ability, and in the caves you unlock auto build, which allows you to like quickly build blueprints that you've previously crafted. And then it saves previous construction. So if you want to just quickly do something that you've already built, you can just do that. And then if you wanted to build it, if the parts are there, you can just do that. Or if you want to just do this, you can use these little pieces, like these crafting materials you get down in the depths as well, which is super cool. So if I wanted to build this right now, I could just build this. But we're going to take on the Hinnix first. One weedy lawn in the neighborhood makes everyone suffer with more weeds too. Exactly. Thank you. It's just like, I understand for some people, they can't take care of the lawns. Like they might have health issues or they're an old lady or something and they can't take care of it. I get that and I feel for that. But if, like there's also, in the neighborhoods, there are people that will go around and work on lawns for people. Like mow their lawns for them and do that. What we have going on here are like years of neglect and zero effort being put in. Hold the phone, Luke. How did you have pre-built structures? If you go down into the depths, eventually you find like this place, the Forge Construct. There's like a little boss fight thing that happens there. And once you go there, you'll unlock the auto build, which allows you to auto build either favorited schematics that you've already built. So like this is like a car that I previously built. And then if the pieces are there in this purple circle, it'll build it from that, or it will build them from those resources that you collect down in the depths that are used to improve like battery charges and stuff. It's pretty cool. But I don't know, man. I value a good lawn. I pay guys to come in and to like do treatments on the lawn, and it's because when we moved in, the previous tenants had like a bunch of female dogs, which are really bad for the lawn. Just their pee is like acid. It just tears it up. And so when we moved in, I was like, okay, we got to get on this. There were huge patches of just dead dirt, and it was terrible. But we've worked very, very hard to get that lawn back. And now, like, the whole lawn looks great. It looks amazing. But you go 1 or 2 houses over, and it's just like a total, like, it is a pile of dirt with weeds in it. There's just zero consistency. So, like, we live both sides of our house, well maintained. They really care about their lawns. They keep them up. They trim the trees. They have nice landscaping. It makes our house look nice. It's awesome. And then on either side of those houses, the people have just like totally given up, and there's just zero effort. Like, the lawns look terrible. It's all weeds. It's like, I understand it's your freedom. It's your right to have a lawn that doesn't look nice. But, you know, as a neighborhood, we're kind of all in this together, you know? Like, we're all trying to do this together. So I think this bat we might be able to get, but honestly, the logs might work better. So let's go over there. Let's get the logs. Let's craft this thing, and we're going to try the exploit. We're going to see if we can break this. How long is Breath of the Wild? It's been 5 years since I last played. Before my replay, and now I'm at the Great Plateau. Breath of the Wild, it depends. You can finish it in like 10 hours if you want, and you go get some good materials. My first playthrough, I think I fought Ganon, or Calamity Ganon, like maybe, I think it was like 70 hours in, 70, 80. I don't remember exactly. But it was around there. And, but after that, I still put in another probably 70, 80 hours. I got my log. Now I need a boulder. Couple boulders. And we're gonna see if we can break this dude. Just like totally break the whole thing. I don't see any rocks though. Let's see if we can find some rocks. Oh. Can I attach it to this? Can I fuse these? Yeah, that's a bat right there. That's a hammer. That'll do. How's the performance? It's good. The only times like you really see drops is when you enter into this ultra hand mode. Like you saw there, if we're moving the camera smoothly, I'm going to hit it 3, 2, 1, and then you're going to see some frame drops. 3, 2, 1. See that? And then it catches up. So there's little stuff like that where it might drop a few frames as it changes modes. But honestly, it runs pretty much on par with Breath of the Wild. I'd say no better, no worse. It really is just like a wash. What amiibos do I have? I don't have any amiibos. I'm not cool enough. I love how this Hennix is just like chilling. Performance is impressive for a large open world game, but not up to modern standards. Stuck at 30 FPS, dips into 20s. Yeah, I'd say it dips in the worst that I've seen. It dips maybe to 28, and then it catches back to 30. So it's like 2 dropped frames, like I said right here. This is, that wasn't bad actually. I gotta get closer, and then it'll drip. Yeah, you see there, it probably dropped to like 29 there, maybe dropped a frame or 2. But frankly, it's not disruptive, which is the most important thing. But like somebody said on Twitter, they're like, this is a great example of how there's a double standard where everybody's fine with Nintendo games really like crap, but Xbox games, you know, can't have even slight issues. Otherwise they get torn apart. And frankly, it's just like, I don't think that people are necessarily being disingenuous. I think they're just honestly mistaken. The thing is, like, to a certain extent, there is a double standard. There are two standards. If the game is bad and it runs poorly, we have a problem. We have two big problems. But we have a major problem because now there's no reason to play the game. But if the game is really, really good as a game, but it doesn't run as great as you would hope, then we have a different issue. That's a different standard to which we are judging it. If the game is great and has problems, technically, versus if the game is terrible and has technical problems. In the case of Redfall, like ACG said in that tweet, Redfall running at 8K, 120 hertz, would not magically become a great game. It's like the problems with Redfall are much bigger than just the frame rate, the resolution, that stuff. Whereas for Breath of the Wild, as you've seen, people are like, I want to play it. Maybe I'll do this here in a minute. Maybe we'll try this. Maybe I'll show you what this looks like running on PC. I guess, like, you know what? I want to take on the Hynix first. We'll try this exploit on the Hynix, and then I'll show you what it runs like on PC. But what people are saying is, like, when it runs on PC, it's amazing. This is like an amazing technical achievement, and then it also looks great, and then it plays great, and great mechanics, blah, blah, blah. And so once the standard is like, yeah, it's a great game, but it's even better when it runs at higher frame rates and resolutions. It's like, yeah, because it's a great game. It's a great game first, and everything else follows. And frankly, the art style that they chose works wonders for covering up a lot of the issues. In a lot of ways, it's sort of like, it's kind of like South Park, you know? It's like complaining about South Park's animation quality. One of the genius things that they did with South Park is that they had this art style that is like kind of crappy, but they chose, oh yeah, I would hypothetically show it on PC, right? And then if it happened to look way better than what we're seeing right now, that would hypothetically be very confusing because I wouldn't know how that possibly happened, hypothetically. But with South Park, like, you watch an episode from 2008 and then you watch an episode from 2015, it's kind of hard unless you know, like, the seasons on the episodes. It might be kind of difficult to know which one was created before the other because they all kind of meld together because the art style is timeless. And in the case of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, it's sort of similar. Like, the art style is kind of timeless. So in the future, you know, if they did like a next gen port and they brought Tears of the Kingdom to whatever their next console is that maybe runs it at upscaled 4K, I think it would still look just as good. And it wouldn't stand out as like, ah, yes, that's an old school game. Like, you look at footage of Ocarina of Time. It looks old. It looks dated. I feel like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, other than the resolution and the frame rate issues, it doesn't feel super out of date because the art style was very particular. And they chose it very, very precisely, you know? Yeah, South Park's art style is pretty timeless. Yeah. South Park art style is timeless, only the very first... Oh, did you say that before I went on that rambling thing? God damn it. Okay, what I think I'm going to do is we're going to move this over here. Now what I'm going to do... Okay, let's see if this works. A little. Oh, wow. Oh my God. Dude. It like did a lot. Wow. This is so stupid. Okay, swing it around. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. And then rewind. No, come back over here. Okay, it's a little tricky. It's a little tricky because you gotta set it up and then you gotta swing him into it. And then you gotta walk him into it, you know? It's a little tricky. Okay, for this, it's gonna go over there. Come on. Come on. Come on, you bitch. Oh, he's locked behind the rock. God damn it. I will defeat you. Oh, God. I don't have enough fingers for this. I don't have enough fingers for this. So you have to like smash the D-pad while this is happening. Yeah, right here, baby. Right here, that's it. This is money. Money shot. Oh, baby! Yes! We killed him without hitting him once? Oh, wow. Okay. So stupid, though. Wow, okay, it actually worked. I'll take it. Huh. That's great. You know, remember I said in that video, I was like, I don't think you can break Tears of the Kingdom even if you want to. Like, if you're trying, I don't think you'll even be able to manage it because they give you the ability to do this time rewind stuff and to just figure it out. And then they let you break it. They're like, yeah, I mean, try. But even something like this, other game designers might look at that and be like, oh, well, we don't want people exploiting the boss fights like that. That's not what we meant them to do. But like Nintendo instead is like, yeah, just go for it. Break it. And like, there's going to be so many crazy strats that people come up with. I've said in the lead up to this game, I was like, I bet those freaking speedrunners are going to do some craziness with this game. Some actual madness, because the exploits and the potential for breaking it is just going to be insane. Oh, there's a falling star. Can we go there? It landed in that right there. That's it. Should we go there? So we just saw a falling shooting star thing. I kind of want to... Can I delete? Yeah, let's delete this green pin. I'm gonna make this pin at green. And then I'm gonna hop on my horsey horse. And we're gonna go do that. We already went through this. I'll just come back and do this later. Oh wait, but we just had that drop. And remember the time rewind, we can use that to do a little skydiving. The one downside with the low stamina is that you can't really parachute or do this for very long. Like, look at this. We can just rewind. It'll take us up, and then we can jump down and skydive down to that point. Isn't that crazy? Ascending was the developer tool they used when designing the caves and stuff, and had the idea to give the ability to the player. I think it's cool. That is super fun. It's just like, yeah, why not? Make them feel like gods too. Oh wait, I have an outfit specifically that increases mobility in the sky. Not great, but better than nothing. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty. I knew that could work, that exploit could work, but man, I wasn't expecting it to just like. I was expecting it to be a little bit more finicky, but honestly, if you figure out like probably you have to go in sort of a figure 8 pattern, you should be able to break it like pretty easy, I think. And once you get the hang of it, I mean, it's just outrageous. Yeah, there's all sorts of those patterns all over the map. Oh. I just made an oopsie. I'm probably gonna die. Oh no, I did this. Okay. Oh, that was about as close as you could possibly be. Wow. Wow. Almost ran out of stamina real bad there. Oh. Excuse me, ladies. Would that work on a Lionel though? Probably. It might be harder because they move a lot faster. But you could probably also just come up with a strat where you tie like 3 logs together end to end and then some boulders on either side to increase the mass. And you just spin it in a circle. And then you do a time rewind. You could probably do that and that would take him out real quick. Yeah, build a row of walls, have a big hammer going up and down. What you could do also is like if you have a series, if you take like 2-3 boulders, you attach them together and then you lift them straight up. You rewind so they go straight up and then they fall back down. You could probably get away with that really easy. We found the shooting star. Star fragment, a mysterious stone fragment that fell from the sky. Its gem-like quality makes it highly valuable. One theory is that it has the power to light up its environment. Isn't that crazy? We were just over there. We saw this shooting star. It lands here. We come over, we grab it. And now we're distracted by a bunch of other things. Like, oh, what's that weird rock formation? We go there. There's like an old shrine there that we already got. There's just constant things to get distracted by. Man. He took my thing.